Okay, folks, it is 5:30 and it's time to call the meeting to order. If you would, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are starting tonight with a special activity. Before we do the swearing in, I do have a recommendation to promote Daniel Morgan to probationary police sergeant at the contractual guaranteed rate of $47.25 effective July 14th, 2026. Do I have a motion to accept that recommendation?
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Muterspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Holter?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Now we have an oath of office. If you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Daniel Morgan,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the resolutions adopted by the Clearcreek Township Board of Trustees,
the resolutions adopted by the Clearcreek Township Board of Trustees,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties required as a police sergeant
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties required as a police sergeant
for the Clearcreek Township Police Department,
for the Clearcreek Township Police Department,
Warren County, State of Ohio,
Warren County, State of Ohio,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
according to the law and the best of my ability,
according to the law and the best of my ability,
during continuance of my lawful employment.
during continuance of my lawful employment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Rolled up sticky, Mama.
Yeah, you got to get the badge. So.
Watch your, watch your,
What?
boy. Okay, there it is. You're welcome to stay.
Unless you'd like to stay for our public hearings.
Did you prepare all this for us?
Yeah, just for you. Just for this activity.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We're all here for the bride. Yeah. Just a couple folks. Yeah.
There's always more people than there is the time we do the swearing in. That's always a good thing. So we do have a couple of public hearings. First on the agenda is rezoning application of JAT Services located at 812 Old State Route 122, parcel 09-33-240-004 from Office Zone O to Neighborhood Business Zone B1. Currently, I would like to get a motion to suspend the regular meeting and hold the public hearing. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Holter?
Yay.
Mr. Muterspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Jeffrey, it's all yours.
All right, so I have packets in front of on the dais since I wasn't sure how we could spin the TV. Let's give some understanding about where we're at and what's going on. The hatched in gray and black is the property under consideration on Old Route 122. 1973, it was just single parcel, designated as rural residential. 1993, it became part of the Young Estates subdivision. It was created as lot number 7. 1997, lot number 7, lot number 8 were rezoned to office. It's been that classification since. Request is for an adult day support facility. It's not permitted in the office classification. It's more conducive to a neighborhood business B1. The lot size limits the B1 uses on the property. The only way to truly limit the request is with an RPUD if that was your desire. So looking at the property, we have an aerial in blue. Look at some of the zoning classifications and some of the adjoining uses. In the office to the east, we have a home health care facility. We have a telecommunications tower. We then have in blue, which is B2 Spark Supply. This B2 is 513 Activity Center, which is run by the residential group homes. And in red, we have the Ranch Day Rehabilitation Center. So those two are in unison. Across the street, we have the old Coomer Furniture property, which is a cleaner and a furniture company. Then we have a B1 PUD, which has only gone through a stage 1 request of a 3-step process. In that stage 1, they limited it to all B1 uses with the exception of a bar and a gas station. Everything in white is residential R1. When we start looking at things, we're looking at the land use plan and the different maps associated therein. First one is going to be for sanitary sewer. It's outside of the sanitary sewer location, so everything will be on-site disposal. Next, we'll look at the road network. It is on a rural collector. Next, we're looking at which planning area was it a part of. It was part of planning area 6. Central mixed belt, war route, rolling topography, mixture of large agricultural tracts, rural residential frontage development, large lot subdivisions, 50% build out at the time, no sanitary sewer, agricultural but changing. That brought us to the designation on the land use plan to designate the property as residential. Let me pop that up. Though it is 2 properties removed from the node that was established at the intersection of Drake Road and Old 122. When you're looking at commercial use, a couple different things pop up from the land use plan. Encourage development of neighborhood basis. Commercial should be either nestled inside the interior of a planned unit development or along a collector or along an arterial road network. Encourage commercial growth equal to that of the market will bear. Encourage cluster type development and avoid spot zoning. When this went before Warren County Regional Planning, they recommended approval with 3 points of rationale. And when the Zoning Commission then looked at the request, they recommended approval with 5 points of rationale. The zone change doesn't change the character of the parcel or the surrounding neighborhood. Minimum impact changing the classification from office to neighborhood business B1. Compatibility of aesthetics of surrounding residential uses and low traffic impact. Adjacent teaching nearby non-residential uses. And finally, the subject property and several adjacent sites are currently zoned for non-residential uses. With that, I can answer questions of the board.
Gentlemen, you have anything?
And I think you said you feel comfortable with the surrounding things, what their capabilities are and what they're capable of having that usage for, correct?
Yes, so typically when you're trying to do zoning intensities, you want to have them stair step. And office is in between what would be residential and commercial. So as a stair step, this kind of bumps up the stair step. As it would look across, as we go further east, you have the properties of the 513 and the ranch that are adjacent to residential. So the limiting factor for this, if this was a 5-acre tract or a 10-acre tract, something greater than its acreage of an acre and change, it would have potential both in width and depth to have other uses easily change out. Since it is kind of limited to that at this point in time, there's currently a structure on the site which looked like a single-family home used as a dental clinic, now used as office. There's a desire to have an additional structure on the property. Once you put those on, you're pretty much locked into uses there. So that gives me a better standing. I want to look at things as it can be an impact or non-impact, so it's less of an impact because of that.
I don't have any questions. This is pretty straightforward.
The applicant is present.
Okay.
Sir?
So at present, we would entertain public comments as it pertains to this public hearing in support, opposition, or general comments about it. Anybody that would like to come up can.
So, you as the applicants, if you guys have anything additional, you can come up. If you have nothing additional.
We have nothing more to add.
Okay. All right. Then no one else in the audience is from the first case.
Okay.
So,
Do we have any other questions, gentlemen?
I'm good.
Can I get a motion to end the public hearing and resume regular session?
I would make that motion.
So moved.
Mr. Muersfall?
Yay.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yes. We now have Resolution 5682, a resolution to approve, modify, or deny the zone change request of Jody Tesh Carter and of JAT Services to amend the zoning resolution and map for a total of 1.0485 acres from Office Zone O to Neighborhood Business Zone B1 and dispense with the second reading. Can I get a motion in in one of those three veins.
So moved.
Which one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have to pick one.
I have to pick one?
Yes.
Approve, modify, or deny, sir.
Approved.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Mr. Moultrie?
Yay.
Mr. Muerspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. You're all set.
Thank you.
And you guys are also welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. You can head out.
Now, this says public meeting. It's
Correct. That's since this went through, the public hearings are associated with the
Stage
stage one. So it is just a regular meeting, so no need to have an additional
adjourned. Okay.
formality.
So, public meeting, MUPUD, Stage 2 application of WPB Enterprises LLC located on Clearcreek Franklin Road, parcel 04-05-101-008. Mr. Palmer,
Yes, sir.
you get a lot of windshield time tonight.
Try to make it brief. All right, so this is on Clearcreek Franklin Road, also parcel ID 04-15-101-008. This is mixed-use planning development stage 2 request. The property is located on the east side of Clearcreek Franklin Road. It is identified as the purple and black hash with the blue line. In October of 2024, this received its stage 1 approval, which allowed permitted uses of existing building, continued use of a limousine service, private storage garage, expansion of the existing structure. Underneath the stage 2, there's a desire to keep basically status quo activity. There is a desire to expand out the structure at some future point. And at some point, there may be on-site employees, an office, a break room, but those all are dependent upon establishing a leach field. So pretty much what you see now is what they're expecting to continue on until they desire to make some changes. There's 9 outdoor parking spaces. That's the maximum established for the site. There's also going to be an hour of operation limitation from 10 a.m. until 2 a.m. is what is proposed. With that, let's continue to start to look at the PUD. 3 different colors exist on the map that I've highlighted. The blue is a residential only section. The yellow and the pink are residential and commercial section. The yellow is what we're going to focus on this evening. It's a 2.09 acre tract. 1.27 acres is an open space. 25% open space is required. In this phase 1, they're giving you 61%. Impervious surface is 0.95 acres. That's going to include all parking, all access, and all structures in future structure location. We'll go on to page 3 of their drawings. We have the existing structure. This is the proposed structure. The proposed expansion at stage 1 was 50%. It was going to be a 39 by 56 building. They've come back at stage 2 and was requesting it be 51%, so it can be a 40 by 56, so it makes more sense for materials to actually grow in that size. We just simply did a mathematical calculation the first time, halved it, so that seems pretty straightforward. When and if that structure is expanded, it'll go over top of existing gravel pads, so the impervious surface is already taken care of in the calculation. That will not be modified. These 2 ovals are the current spray of the night lights for the site, so it's all contained on site. This area is proposed septic when and if that is put in place. As we talked about the 9 parking spaces, since it is not meeting the 10 threshold, 10 is when you're then required to have pavement, so concrete and asphalt. So at this point in time, gravel is sufficient. We then look at the western elevation of the building, just get a feel for what things look like, and then this is the northern elevation of the building. When this was before the zoning commission in January, the southern boundary was talked about having a utility easement that prohibited a barrier of buffers to exist there, but we didn't actually have a good understanding about where that was. So that's been in process since that time. What we currently are seeing on the map is everything in purple is this swath of the utility easement that goes across their property. Typically, you'd want to have along the boundaries where it touches adjoining properties of different classification, a buffer. You also want to buffer parking and buffer structures, but as you can see, there's not the ability to do so in the utility easement. Now, the property owner has established some vegetation at his own risk along that boundary, discussing with the southern property owner, but we didn't feel as the zoning commission during that discussion they should require anything to be in a space where it was subject to be removed. So they made a recommendation to not require any southern perimeter buffer and then establish a streetscape buffer where it could be established. So based upon the cut south of the driveway is the only true location where vegetation could exist. The applicants put forth a request for 4 evergreen trees that are 6 foot tall without an earthen mound. So that would meet the expectation of screening and buffering for that site. We're looking again then at the overall open space, again focusing on phase 1, it's 1.27 acres, then there's 61%, then we went to 25% in phase 2, which is 0.71 acres, and then 0.86 acreage for phase 3. So something that I neglected to talk about, which we need to, is there's also a sign that's in phase 3 that is part of this request. So you have, in essence, a 10 by 10 area identified so they can have interstate identification. That would be part of this request as opposed to being a future stage 3. And we talked back and forth, how do we do that? Do we have a line that connects them? We finally just said, give me a designated spot, and we'll go that route. So this evening, you're looking for signage that's going to be both on phase 1 and in phase 3. Everything else will be contained in phase 1. So it's never simple, is it? We always want to have a unique, crazy.
Island zoning, Mr. Bowman?
Well, it's still within the PUD, so that should be appropriate.
Understood.
When this went before Warren County Regional Planning, they had 12 conditions for approval. Then it went to the Zoning Commission. They had 14 conditions for approval, and of those conditions, they required that an updated set of drawings be provided to staff prior to the trustees' meeting. That set of drawings did come to us on June 18th, and what I have in front of you this evening is draft resolution 5683, which has 19 draft conditions based upon the 14 which was provided by the Zoning Commission, taking out all of the thou must have information for this meeting, and then attempted to have it referenced back to approvals. Conditions 12, 13, and 14 are dealing with some of the, in essence, dimensional issues. When I did my review with the pencil, some things were off, so I got with the engineer, and there's some minor tweaks that are occurring. We had one to establish a baseline of what document are we working off of where we're going to have these informational elements, because that stage 2, excuse me, the phase 2 and this phase 3 still need to come back for a stage 2. So we need to, at the end of this process, globally look at things, look at the first one, and make sure that when they come back, we're looking back and forth. So I believe this takes care of that. And then number 15 is dealing with the expansion of the 1 foot or 1% increase of the structure. With that, I can answer questions at the bottom.
These pictures came from 2 years ago. Does it look very different now?
The structure does not. The site has expanded out with gravel, but the building looks like the building. And
Do they have anything parked on the outdoor spots?
there was stuff parked out historically around the space.
In the 9 slots?
The 9 slots the applicant talked about, those truly have been defined at this point in time. They're supposed to be defined through this process. I know that along the eastern boundaries where they were typically parking since 2024.
Got it.
I see the lighting, or assuming a 2 a.m. stop time, which I understand because it's for limousines, that could go later. Do we envision lighting to be at the entrance at some point?
There's discussion about lighting that would be lit. Let me say it differently. Their sign is going to be illuminated. It would have to meet the expectations of our zoning way, which is currently written.
Right.
But I don't anticipate an additional street light, so to speak, being at their entrance. The applicant speak to that. If that's something they desire. They were truly trying to keep it looking as it was.
No,
I'm security.
I'm going the other way with it. That I don't want to hear from neighbors about lights, motion sensors going off at 2 in the morning when they pull in. Type of thing.
Great question, probably for the applicant.
Okay. Well, good segue.
Right, well then I'll step aside.
Haven't had any heartburn from the neighbors?
No, it's a zoning commission meeting. We just had one group of residents who were from the Franklin Township side, but I've not had any additional phone calls with the previous mailer or this mailer on the site. So the property owner to the south, which is the church,
Right.
They were in agreement with not having additional buffer because they understood that they also are impacted by the utility. They were comfortable with things as is, so they seem to have a good working relationship with the south.
Good.
Okay. Anything else for Mr. Palmer?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Would the applicant like to speak, or the agent for the applicant?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dave Montgomery with Pickrow Schaefer Nebling, 2700 Strata Cash Tower, 40 North Main Street, Dayton, Ohio, 454.
You could say Kettering Tower. That's
I know,
okay.
right?
We know what you're talking about.
Okay. It's hard.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yep.
First of all, thanks to Jeff for working with us on this. We did, as Jeff touched upon, we did go through and make some revisions to the site plan and the drawings. Tracking down that AES easement was actually a little bit more difficult than what we thought, but we were able to do it. With me this evening is Orville Wright. He's the owner of the property and also the operator of the limousine service. I also have Michael Lee back there with Manick and Smith. He's our civil engineer. He's been working with us on this. I really don't have too much to add. Obviously, this is an as-built kind of PUD. The operations are going to be as what has continued and pre-existed at the site. We've tried to keep stuff as original and true to what the existing site conditions are. We did add the lights are shielded. So I forget who asked the question in regards. So. One of they are shielded lights. The photometrics have been provided to staff.
Yeah, my question was at the road. So
yeah, I don't think that there's any. I can let Orville speak, but it's my understanding we're not proposing any type of post light or anything at that entrance area.
Understood.
And then, as Jeff touched upon there at the end, the church did submit correspondence to the board, zoning commission at the time, that said that they don't want the landscaping. There was testimony at the zoning commission that Orville had actually installed landscaping with farther back towards the east, and AES came in and actually had them rip it out. So that was kind of an expensive frolic, and unfortunately.
Lovely.
So really at the end of the day, AES doesn't want anything in their easement, and that's a bit of a limiting factor along that south property line. With that being said, we're here to answer any questions that you have. And
where is the sign going to be? I don't see that in the.
It's on one of the. I forget which sheet it's on. Jeff.
Just in proximity to the.
Yeah.
Is that the?
So we've got a sign here,
Okay.
and we've got a sign here.
Okay, that's the spot. Okay.
Yeah, and the signs actually are less than the. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I think the photometric, or I'm sorry, the schematics that were provided. I understand this is a phase 3 issue, but they're actually less than the 48 square feet, so they're subtle, and it's all we're talking about is just landscape, solar light shining up on it. So it shouldn't be anything that impacts traffic or neighbors or anything else along those lines.
Okay.
So that's it, unless you have any questions for us.
I think it's pretty straightforward.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Orville, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I just got a quick question. This was proposed for like 4 evergreens here. This kind of goes down into a ditch line.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to plant a tree, really. Just seeing if there's any leeway on that.
And what you provided was what I thought was doable based upon there. So maybe your engineer can talk about why that space can't be utilized.
Well, the church came in and they took out the drainage there.
The tile?
And they put a bunch of rock and stuff in there, so it's
Washed it out?
yeah.
But we can always put that as something that can be addressed at the zoning commission. We can go out, I can do a site visit, look at that, and provide
Do that as a
information.
separate issue?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll treat that separately.
Yeah, truly.
I think the trees would be more in their way for cutting grass too than anything.
The intent of the streetscape buffer is to buffer from the road right of way, and as we start pushing things back, there's limitations. It only goes back so far, or we're going to be inside the utility easement and the like. So I'll see what functionally truly meets the intent and can be put on the site.
Thank you.
You're comfortable in that regard?
Thanks.
I probably have to make a modification of your approval just to give me that. So, so that would be 18 that we would then just modify. The staff will look at things and the determination that's your stage 3. That work? Yep. Okay.
I'll read that out when I read the resolution.
All right. Very good.
In phase 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
So similar to what's going to come back for number 12, 13, and 14 is okay, this is going to get taken care of. We'll do one of those. We'll just get that taken care of. I took it based upon this middle that had
They were comfortable
Things
with
change,
this, are,
especially
but-
with as much rain as we've had. Everybody's modifying everything, aren't they, Mr. Jones?
Yes, sir.
We're doing a little bit of that ourselves. Okay, do you gentlemen have any other questions?
I do not.
I do not.
Okay, Resolution 5683, a resolution to approve, modify, or deny the request by David Montgomery, agent for WPB Enterprises LLC, Orville Wright, for Stage 2 preliminary site plan review for mixed-use plan unit development MUPUD Phase 1 and sign location Phase 3, and dispense with the second reading with the modification of condition number 18 in Phase 3.
Yep.
Can I get a motion to do one of those three things, Mr. Mearsfall?
I would move that we approve this.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Mearsfall?
Yay.
Mr. Voltry?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. There you go.
And you are still welcome to.
Yeah. You're welcome to stick around for the rest of the show, but
But if not, if you have questions, give me a holler. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
thank you all. Okay, public comments.
Yep. Make the most of it, sir.
I want to invite all of you to Larkspur Court. I need you to see it as is. And I'm sure it's been shown before. So I have gone as far as I can go. If I thought that we got a homeowner association, but they can't seem to do anything according to the letter. So it depends on the county and Mr. Abenat. So that's where we're at. So I've got letters from an attorney. Like I think I asked him. He said I'd have to get an attorney. What did he do with the letter that he sent him? Because he told me when he took the job. He said, I'll send them the letter, and when I send it out, I'll send you. I've got it. So I'd like for you fellas to look into it. I thought we were supposed to have respect in the neighborhood. But they have did what they wished and crammed it down our throat. So I've got prints right here. It's an estimate from $137,500 to $141,000 up to $159,000, and it's all done on my lot. So I'd like for you to come and take a look at it, if you will, but come to my home. I got a lot of stuff I can show you. I can't show you in no 3 minutes. I was here once, and they said, I was asked to get a hold of the mayor of Springboro. I got a hold of him. I told him what happened, and I got a hold of Mr. Butterspaw. Well, Mr. Butterspaw, when I talked to him, I lost it pretty quick. So anyway, he disappeared down at Walmart. So anyway, a tree fell on me. So I named it to the neighbor. He said my dad said he's home, he's out of town. He said when he gets back, we'll take that tree off. Well, his dad got back, but they didn't take the tree off. He killed himself. They hauled him out on a stretcher right there next door to him. It's still going on. So I appreciate it. All of you. You're welcome to come, take a look at it. I showed it to the guy that's over here normally. He's seen it. I was told by, I believe it was Kim, She didn't see no water on my place. No, she didn't. It was behind the head. She didn't come. Just find out where it's at. I got a hold of her.
Okay, Mr. Gibbs. Your 3 minutes are up.
Well, okay. David Yo said I don't have an acre. I thought them all supposed to be acre lots in Stone Ridge. So I'll leave it there. But you are invited, all of you, to come by and see. Right now is a good time to take a look at it. Because you can see trash picking, trash. I'm not going to rake all that street. Get the trash all that.
Okay. Do we have any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
I do not.
Do not.
Fiscal business, fiscal officer's report. Cheryl?
Nothing to report.
We have resolution 5684, a resolution approving a transfer of funds from the general fund to the other funds. I love that. General fund to just other funds. It's all there, right, Chief? In the amounts equal to the investment income generated by those funds for the second quarter of 2026 and dispensing with the second reading. Do I have a motion to pass 5684?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Moultrie,
Yay.
Mr. Muerspaw,
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. Anything else for fiscal business, Cheryl?
No, sir.
New business administration. I guess, Mr. Palmer, you get it. Are you covering for that too?
I can attempt to say that I know there's a resolution.
We have a
I hope that you
resolution.
talk with the specifics with the parties that are appropriate.
Okay.
I don't have any further information. I think that's mine.
Let's go for resolution 5685, a resolution authorizing the township administrator to incur obligations greater than $10,000 on behalf of the township, dispensing with the second reading and declaring an emergency.
That is yours, Ryan?
That's mine. That's for the curb repair.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I finally found a guy to do it. So
Awesome.
All right.
Was he pretty reasonable?
yeah, it was 13,850. So
Yeah.
we're going to start with that. That's
I saw the number. I just
that's
didn't
7
know.
spots we're going to start with, and I got quite a bit more than that. But
So when we do that, do we offer, because it's generally in pieces, and the reason I ask this is every time we do it in Woodland Greens, I generally get a phone call from the resident saying, how come you didn't do the whole curb?
So this isn't curbs. This is more catch basins and curbs.
Okay.
So I have a lot of catch basins that have curbs failing around them, and that's where I'm focusing on
Okay.
for winter. I have quite a few spots.
I'm just curious as if we shouldn't offer a couple of options once we find them on our website for residents to be able to go to when this happens. And I'm referring more to curbs themselves because it is generally especially in the older neighborhoods where the curbs, and we don't have that many, but when that does happen, Woodland Greens is literally every time we do anything in there, I get a phone call from 3
We're
or 4
looking at
people.
starting up the curb program again next year just for Woodland Greens.
Okay.
So
I just think it'd be nice to be able to offer people an option as preferred vendors, if you will.
Right.
Since they're already doing the work, they're already going to be there.
Right.
They can quote out for our residents something to put in the notes for next year.
Taking a note, sir.
Sounds good. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve 5685?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Muerspaw,
Yay.
Mr. Moultrie,
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard.
Yay. That's all for administration, planning, and zoning.
Yeah.
This is what I brought up. This is my fault.
Well, then it can go as long or short as you'd like,
Well,
sir.
then start the timer. Discussion of data center. We got one guy ready to go to the fair. I mean, there's a lot going on. Discussion of data center citing temporary moratorium and zoning resolution amendment of procedures. As most people know, Mr. Muerspaw and I have both been laid up, and when you're laid up and you watch the news 5 or 6 times in a row, this is on it a lot, and there's a lot of feedback. So it kind of popped into my head, much like back when we had the cannabis discussions, that we probably ought to get out ahead of this.
I mean, ultimately, for a data center, you're going to need electricity and you're going to need water.
Right.
And those are some of the limiting factors that exist in the southern part of our township where we currently have industrial classifications where, in theory, since we have underneath the M1 like uses, if someone comes saying, I'm a like use to exist in there.
Right.
So truly for our discussion, we need to decide, is it something that we want to outright prohibit? Is it something we want to regulate in a degree which it becomes a opportunity with a certain classification? Or is it something you want true study to occur? Let's go from the nut and the bolt, figure out all the pieces, all the things. If so, we do a moratorium for that. We truly just want to talk about it being uses, whether it be a permitted use within the classification and have conditional use associated with that for site plan review. If in fact it were to occur, all things could be as a straight classification. So just trying to look for direction, trying to get a feel for each of your feel about the use and how you, if it were next door to you, how would you want it to be regulated type of discussion.
It's an old Kroger comment. My thought process not just talks about water and electric. That water has to go somewhere after they use it. So sewer becomes a factor as well. And we know where we stand with sewer, which is nowhere at this point.
Correct.
I know you have looked into the legal ramifications of what type of limit we put to this. Do you want to give some input as to?
Yeah, you don't, unlike, for instance, sexually oriented businesses, which there's a First Amendment right to protect nude dancing. You can't outlaw those everywhere. You have to allow them for them somewhere. Well, you don't have a First Amendment right to operate a data center. So if you wanted to prohibit them altogether, I think you could. I think you could put a moratorium on for between a year and two. I don't like two. It gets me a little more nervous than one. And then think about what you wanted to do for a year, or you could just simply outright prohibit them. Or as Jeff indicated, you could put them as conditional use in certain zones and make them come through the process. And they're not making them permitted use anywhere. Make them conditional use in whatever zone you want to do. So you've got a whole panoply of options. But if the board doesn't like data centers, I wouldn't. There's no point in not pulling the scab.
I don't know. I haven't had my door get knocked on. People asking for data centers to be in our township.
It's coming. I mean, they're throwing darts until they hit something. Basically, my concern, as much about the data center itself, is with the strain it would put on our utilities, and that really the inability we have to support it. I mean, part of it takes care of itself, but do we want to go into that? Do we want to even go down that road? I feel like that, based on all the research I've done, the reason I brought it to everybody's attention was I think it might be a good idea for us to just get out in front of this and prohibit it. That's my personal feeling. If we want to take a year or two to look at it, we can, but to me that's delaying an outcome that we already know exists, which is we don't have the water capacity, we don't have the sewer capacity, and the electric is already being strained through our residential development. So
now again, I'm not suggesting what the board should do, but if the board wants to do that, then you should think about a moratorium, because by the time you get it through the zoning process and go through to change your zoning code to outlaw them, that's going to take what? 4 months before that can happen. So you're going to have that intervening time frame where if somebody conceivably applied.
see, this is where, when I ask you a question, you need to give me that answer the first time.
Well, I don't like to suggest that. You got to get to 2, and I've only heard one. Yeah, so
it wasn't a trustee meter's fault.
You got to get to 2. Once I hear 2, then I'll tell you that
You got 2.
Then if you got 2,
I'm on board.
Fair enough.
Great concerns for
They didn't have to
what it does
worry
to our
about it.
electricity, what it does to our water, and where's it going to go once we get it, and the strains it puts on our overall system for all of our community members.
So, I mean, we can get, our next meeting is the 27th, right, which I will not be at because I'll be on vacation, but we certainly can get something prepared for the board to consider vis-a-vis a moratorium, and then in that time frame,
If it only takes 4 months, then let's do a 1 year. and then we can
And then that gives you
revisit
time, it also gives you time to revisit it if you want to think about it even a little further, because then you can, So that makes sense. We'll get it on.
Unless we're going to put it where the gas plant is, I think,
We'll get it on for you next time.
on the same page. Okay.
Yeah, I think the moratorium is probably a better way to go right now.
I heard Troy express to me offline that he wanted next to Ed's house. So.
He owns the land next to his house.
I mean,
Across the street's probably got some square footage that's open. I'll let him know that you guys thought that was.
But I think the board is being. I give the board credit for not for looking at this proactively, because it is.
It's coming.
It's coming.
You're going to be that
It's
question is
a-
going to be asked, and then you're going to be in a position where you got to. You're in front of it.
It's a huge hot button.
Let's go up to
Columbus
71
area right now. too.
71 between.
And there
X
are other
65,
townships that have
69.
done this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's all no doubt.
We,
about
it's,
it.
I mean, it really feels like it's got the same cycle as the cannabis thing, where you either got out in front of it or you were late to the party. So,
Right.
okay,
Cool. Thank you.
Well, that
thank
went
you.
faster than I expected, sir. So.
Well, I didn't even
Without-
hear the
without
buzzer
time,
go off.
so.
You didn't shut me down.
I was thinking about using my counsel.
Oh, well. And we'd get no objections here. Resolution 5686. He didn't even hear it. Resolution determining that the maintenance of 7335 Eiler Drive, parcel ID 0407-307-019 constitutes a nuisance for vegetation growth, dispensing with the second reading and declaring an emergency.
Yeah, so that the property also was debris. So
Yes.
it didn't make it to the title, but the actual resolution's talking about
The front porch is full of debris.
Front porch, back porch, and then they're not mowing a section which is over
Yeah.
top of the leach field, which
Right.
no one's occupied the space, so I'm not sure why we can't make that flat and mow it. So
Right.
that's where we're going
So
with this.
there's one thing I would, we can go offline with this, but Mr. Bailey has turned most of this over to his son.
Okay.
So I can put you. I've made phone calls about this already.
Okay.
I can put you in contact with his son.
That'd be great. Yeah.
But he has been told that it needs to be cleaned up already to avoid this very thing. But we're going to do it anyway because we need to. Do I have a motion to pass 5686?
So moved. Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Oltree?
Yay.
Mr. Muerspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Is that it for zoning?
Yes, sir.
I think you're done for the night.
Yeah. I've taken
We're allowed to
4
have
minutes
as much
of your
orange
time,
soda as you like, Jeffrey.
Well done, Joe.
Yeah, very good job.
so thank you, Joe.
Fire District recommendation to accept the generous donation of $15,978.46 from the Warren County Foundation to benefit the fire district. Look at his face.
People see red, they love it. So
Okay.
there we go.
Save those
I'm
days.
telling you, it's those doors on the new firehouse. It's the most popular thing we've ever done. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept this generous donation?
So moved, yes.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Muerspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Oltree?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Thank you.
Police Department consent agenda only.
Brought nothing, sir.
No, that's not.
You brought me. I'm not nothing. He was walking to the door. I was flattered. I thought red carpet would have been appropriate, but road department, anything?
Nothing, sir.
Okay, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second?
Roll
Mr.
call, please.
Muerspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Oltree?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. Staff updates.
Nothing that I'm told to bring forward.
Okay, well, he's on vacation, so I hope he has fun. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Oltree?
Yay.
Mr. Muerspaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay. All done.
Awesome.